If as a family you are discussing finances with your children, it actually gives them perspective of, what type of money habits they need to have. People don't want to show people how much they get paid.
Sure. Yeah.
But at least you can start with what are the expenses in the house. And so once people start seeing, we're spending here. Are we really spending 6,000 rand on grocery? Really? Then you teach your children as well, because children do what they see.
Okay.
We can talk all we want about money at home, but if I don't live the things that I say, my child is not going to follow them.
Sure.
When it comes to finances, one important question we need to always ask ourselves is,
Hello.
so yes,
Welcome to the podcast.
thank you.
How are you feeling today?
I'm feeling quite excited. It's been a
Okay.
long day,
Yeah.
so I'm happy to be here.
Okay. Nigel Moya, welcome to the podcast, man.
Thank you, man.
Good to have you, man.
Yeah, always a pleasure
Sure.
to be here.
First question, Khawkhelo. Why do you think families avoid talking about money?
Sure. That's a very important question, eh? People are afraid of talking about money because they never had to.
Okay.
I think from our parents' era, they never discussed money.
Okay.
Our parents never discussed money with us, and so we can't discuss money. It becomes a difficult conversation because we never had to have that conversation. And so, it makes navigating money a little bit difficult.
Yeah. Okay. Why do you think it's important for families to then discuss about money?
I think for us to be able to discuss about money, there's lots of factors associated to that.
Okay.
Right? Money has an effect on us holistically.
Okay.
Right? And so if as a family you are discussing finances with your children, it actually gives them perspective of, what type of money habits they need to have. So for example, if you are in a family and your kids know how the budget looks, then they won't ask you for unnecessary things, right? When they understand that you're getting a certain income and this is what it's paying for, then the conversation becomes different. But if your kids think you have money, but they don't know if you don't have money or not, then they're able to ask certain things because maybe you're portraying a certain image. But if they understand the reality of what money looks like for your family, then they're able to adapt to that.
Okay.
Another example could be, you're telling your kids, oh, you guys are spending so much on electricity, you're eating lots of food in the fridge, but you're not showing them the cost of that grocery, or you're not showing them that electric bill. Then to them it's like, mom is just being impossible. But if you then show them and say, look, this is how much money we spend on electricity, then they're going to be like, okay, maybe let me switch off that bedroom light, that passage light, let me, make those changes.
Okay.
Same with food. When you understand the cost of food, then you tend to respect, the money that comes with buying food. Yeah.
So, could the reality of the money in the house make you think that it's a permanent thing?
No. When you discuss money in the family, for example, it then helps everybody, be able to see how can we save more money, for example, in the house. Let's say when expenses are being paid, there's a little bit left. Then the kids can be like, you know what, mom, maybe let's downgrade our DSTV so that we've got more money. Yes, because now remember you've got perspective, right? Or we can cut down on certain things so that we have cut down on Wi-Fi, so that we can make allowance for other important things.
Okay.
But if people don't have context, or they don't have, they don't have that picture, it becomes difficult to process because now they don't know what they're processing on. They don't know how much you're getting paid. They don't know what the expenses are besides food and grocery. Maybe there's other things that they're not aware of that you're paying for. So it just makes it, easier if you kind of show and plan with the family.
So how can people start budgeting as a family?
Sure. I think, firstly, sitting down with the family and putting the cards on the table. I guess, in some instances, people don't want to show people how much they get paid.
Sure. Yeah.
But at least you can start with what are the expenses in the house.
Okay.
Right? And once you sit down and everybody sees what their expenses are, that picture starts coming alive very quickly.
Okay.
Right? And so once people start seeing, we are spending here. Are we really spending 6,000 rand on grocery? Really? Then I think the conversation becomes different.
Okay.
Same with the other expenses that are in the house, like you're paying for funeral, you're paying for a life cover, you're investing for your kids. Then they start seeing, actually, mom does have money, but she's prioritizing 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5.
Okay.
And so then when you sit down, kids start, I think as people or kids or in the family, you start having a different mindset.
Okay.
Because now you're showing me and we're planning together as a family. And now we're in this thing together. It's not just one person telling everybody to switch off the TV, stop eating a lot of food.
Okay.
It's a matter of we need to all participate, because when we all participate in it together, those small changes that goes across the whole family, it actually makes then a big difference, rather than if only one person is making the change. Only mom is making the change, only dad is making the change. But if the other 3 kids actually make the change, then it becomes significant.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
how can we all make the change? Because if you tell me that I should cut off my DSTV or whatever that is maybe putting a strain on the finances, I feel attacked, or they might feel attacked when I say, "Ish, but the petrol is too much. You can't be traveling this much." They feel attacked.
Yeah.
So how can we say things without anybody feeling attacked?
So I think having the conversation initially is always difficult. It's never going to be easy.
Sure.
Any money conversation is never going to be easy. So I think starting, is always important. So you start, the first conversation might go south. Will probably go south.
Sure.
However, you try again, right? And you find ways to engage that will not feel like we're attacking. You will find ways that work for your family that will then create an environment where now all the emotions are out of it. Because we've hurt each other.
Yeah.
You are taking my DSTV, you are
Yeah.
taking my petrol. So in
Whatever.
that case, then, you start saying, okay, it's not about that. Let's look at the bigger picture.
Okay.
But it takes time. It's not something that will happen in one meeting or in 2 meetings. It
Sure.
can take up to 3, 4 meetings for you guys to come together and then start seeing what the common goal is as a family. And once you've got that common goal and you guys agree to it, it becomes easy then for people to say, okay, maybe it's not that bad. Maybe I can reduce this. Maybe I can, cut down on this just for a while until we reach the goal that we want to achieve.
Is it possible for a family to have a common goal?
Yeah. So
Okay.
with different things. So it could be a goal, to say we are saving for university for the kids.
Okay.
That can be a family goal, because mom and dad are there and they are the funders of that. The kids can also give up on certain things so that they can reach the goal.
Okay.
But also we can have different goals,
Sure.
right, that we look at. And for one person, it could be something else, but then we're all helping that person stay accountable in their goal.
Okay.
The other person can have a different goal, and so, but as long as everybody is there, knowing that this is your goal, so that if you are detouring a little bit, we're able to hold you accountable to say, you did say this is what you wanted,
Yeah.
but looks like you're not going that path. So
Okay.
come back and, let's get back onto the path. So it helps. Yes, you can have one common goal as a family, but you can also have multiple goals for each person in the family.
So when did you learn the importance of having the conversation about money?
My conversation that I had with money was with my parents.
Okay.
We had lots of different conversations. So I went to boarding school,
Okay.
and so you always had to have pocket money. And because I would be there for the whole month, I would always, I mean, at the beginning, they would give you a certain amount. They would say, okay, we're giving you 20 Rand. Then you realize that that 20 Rand is not enough for the whole month. Then you go back home, you start negotiating,
Okay.
you know, to say, can I have 30 Rand so that it can last me the whole month? So those money conversations started when I was in boarding school for me specifically. And I think that also taught me the value of money. It taught me that, I mean, even when I would go and negotiate for a higher amount, I didn't get it. I didn't get it because my parents thought, but you're eating. That is just a nice to have. Because it's money for tuck shop. Your school fees is paid. You are eating at hostel. So that is a nice to have. So you don't actually need more. You need to work with what you have.
Okay.
And that's what I did. I had to work with what I had, you know. And he would say to me, one day you'll understand the value of money. At the time, I didn't get it. I didn't even get it when I was in varsity. I didn't get it.
Okay.
I only got it way later when I
Yeah.
started working.
Yeah.
So the money conversations have always been there, different at different stages of my life.
Okay.
Very different because then my priorities changed as I grew older or I moved up in my life. So the conversations of money have always been there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ish. Say the family doesn't agree. What should they do? Like, can they seek professional help or something like that?
Yeah, so if families don't agree and there's, there's a point where, I mean, there is no way forward, it is always advisable to get a professional involved. I mean, it's the same way where people go to couples
Retreat.
therapy, where now they need somebody to come and actually, intervene because they can't come together, all right, and agree to one point. So they get a professional to say, come sit with us, and these are our issues. How can we solve them? And usually, most things can be solved, right? And so I think when it comes to that, you do have finance coaches, financial planners who are out there that can actually help you have those conversations and it can actually help you guide you to have the right conversations, but also so that you guys understand each other's perspectives. So when you get a professional person who is very neutral, it becomes much easier that way. So you can get somebody in to help you with that.
But how does neutrality, because if, for example, if the person came with you, no, because it's your person.
Yes.
So therefore, even if they are siding with me, it may I'm gonna make it seem like it's only because of you that they're siding with me, not because they are truly impartial.
Well, in that perspective, I mean, when you go to a service or a financial service provider, you can ask for anyone that is not linked to any of you, so that you know for sure when you walk into that room, that person will be objective. And it's not a friend of mine or my own financial advisor, but it could be somebody who genuinely does not know both of you. They come in, they mediate the situation, and then when it comes to the execution of it, then you can move to your own financial advisors. But there is financial coaches that actually do that for customers. So I think getting somebody who's objective is very important, and you meet each other halfway, and see how that goes. I mean, if you go into the conversation already thinking, this person will be on my husband's side or my wife's side, or then already that's already a failure already. So it's always important so that even if we're going into these conversations, we go in there with a open mind, because you want to fix, you want to create something. So you can't go in there already thinking I'm right, my side, his side, but a matter of how can we get this right as a family, so that we don't pass on that issue to our children now, that they can't discuss money. So it must start with you. You kind of work through that so that your kids don't have to work through that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can people develop a financial trauma and pass it down to their kids?
Yes,
Okay.
most of us have financial traumas from our families,
Okay.
but from society as well.
Mm.
And so, yeah, we can develop.
So, as someone that has worked with money, what are the common mistakes that you've seen people make that keep them stuck or keep them broke?
Sure. There's lots, hey? One could be, people who says, I don't believe in a life cover,
Okay.
all right? Because people are going to kill me if I take out life insurance.
Sure,
They will find out and they will kill me and they'll eat my money.
Yeah.
It's a thing that you see a lot, but it's because people don't know what a life cover is there for. They think
Okay.
only when you die, that's it. So there's life covers. So there's a life policy,
Sure.
which includes numerous benefits inside. So there's the death benefit, then there's the critical illness, then there is the disability, then there's the retrenchment, then there's the income protection, right? And in that whole package, there's more to that. You don't have to die. Yes, there is a component. If you die, it pays off certain things. So that is one of the things. Another thing that people, get wrong is they think debt is key.
They think debt
Is key.
Okay.
There
So
was
you
a
think
saying
debt-
people would say, as a person who works, you're always going to have debt.
Ooh.
That was one of the things I got when I
Okay.
started working. Was somebody said to me, "Oh, if you work, you're going to live by debt." Unfortunately, that's normal. And I said, "Really?" And I'm like, "Yeah, everybody that works has to have debt." Then it stuck in my mind to say, "Oh, okay, it's okay to have a credit card and overdraft," because they said it's okay. People that
Yeah.
work have all these things.
Okay.
So those are the things that we pick up that you see are, financial traumas that people carried back in the day, and now they've passed it on to the new
Okay.
generation, which would probably also pass on
To the
To the
next.
to the next to say it's okay. Everybody has a credit card. Everybody has an overdraft. Everybody has a personal loan. It's normal. So those are the issues or the financial traumas that we pick up that customers have, and unfortunately, we have to work on it so that we don't pass it on to the next generation. Yeah.
So how can I recognize those traumas by myself before seeking help?
So I think when it comes to finances, one important question we need to always ask ourselves is, what is my relationship with money?
Say it
How
loud.
do I feel about money?
Okay.
Or how does money make me feel? Right?
Yeah.
Makes me feel happy. Makes me feel happy. The minute it says 5,000 or whatever amount it is, yo, I'm happy now. And funny thing, that's what society has become.
Yeah.
Because mostly when you look through social media, you'll see that it's better to cry in a Ferrari than it is to cry
In a
In a
on the
shit
streets.
Yes.
You know.
Yes.
So money does buy happiness.
No, money does buy happiness, definitely. It does buy happiness.
Okay.
And I think when it comes to that saying, say you'd rather cry in a
Yeah.
Benz than in a
Sure.
Picanto.
Yeah.
To some extent, it's true.
Yes,
But
yeah.
then the money goes away very quickly as well. So there's that part. It comes in, like you said, it clocks in 5,000. Then you go to a four-ways ball, you spend it,
Yeah.
and then now you're sad,
Oof.
right? So there's that as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how can people form a better relationship with their money?
Firstly, you need to understand your money traumas to say, like I said, what does money mean to you, right? Once you've established that, then you start seeing what are the habits that you have about money that is not staying. Why is money always leaving you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because money leaves us,
Yeah.
Sure.
right? But it leaves us in different ways. And so once you identify that part of saying, why does money not stay? Is it because when I'm out, I, impulsively buy?
Okay.
Or is it because I'm buying the wrong thing? Like, what is it about that? Once
Yeah.
you've established that, and usually how you see those type of things is through your bank statement. is through your bank statement. You see it, your behavior is in your bank statement, and your real behavior.
Okay.
Your real behavior is there
In your bank statement.
in your bank statement, because that's one place that we shy away from looking. It's like your app. You're so most people don't want to look at their transactions because you're like, was that me?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So we don't usually go deep. We look at it on the surface and say, oh, I've got available balance. And we stop there.
Yes.
But we don't go and see the damage we've done. Right? Number 2, you can ask somebody to give you perspective, because we don't always see our blind spots.
Okay.
That is one thing that most of us struggle with. We don't see our own blind spots. We think our spending is fine. We think it's absolutely fine. No, I deserve this. I work very hard. I was here till 8 o'clock at night, so I deserve this meal of 800 rand, right? Because you feel that's what you deserve.
Yeah.
But somebody else can see it as something else. You're overcompensating. You've got this money trauma, so you spend
Okay.
to make yourself feel better. Those are the things that you don't see yourself, but somebody else can pick them up, show them to you, and help you correct them.
Okay.
Then that becomes, so you can do it by yourself, but most of the times we don't see our own blind spots, but somebody else can pick them up and tell you what they are, and then help you figure them out, and help you then, move forward in terms of how can you correct it. And because now you are self-aware. Yes, and once you're self-aware about your money habits, it changes. It changes you.
So that applies for any person that's at any level
Yeah.
of their life.
Yeah,
Even in my 20s, I can.
even in your 20s. I mean, it starts earlier,
Yeah.
right? It starts when you're still at school, when your parents would give you pocket money. Then it gets it increases when you go to varsity, because then the amount gets more.
Okay.
So you get a salary increase when you go to
Okay.
varsity, because your allowance is now much bigger.
Yeah.
Then you start working your first job. Then the reality of it now hits. But if you get it right, or you start learning those good money habits earlier, it becomes so much better when you do receive your paycheck. Yes, you're going to make mistakes. However, they're going to be limited, because now you know that, okay, I need to budget, I need to do this, I need to avoid spending. I know my money, flaws. For example, my money flaws is malls.
Yeah.
So I stay very far from malls.
Okay.
I do not go to a mall.
Yeah.
I go to a lifestyle center where
Okay.
all the shops are like
Straight.
and I go straight to Pick and Pay and I buy what I need. For me to go to another shop, I must get into the car, and then it's a lot of admin.
Okay.
So for me, that's easier. And I know that is where my weakness is the mall. So I stay far away from it, right? And so, and I think with each person, if you do understand and you're self-aware, then you kind of stop yourself from doing certain things, because now you're aware.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think comfortability and security are a problem? Or can be a problem?
To a certain extent. I mean, are you talking about from a finance?
Yes, from a finance where
Finance and-
I know that 25,000 is going to clock in and on this day. That's what I mean.
So security is good, because then you sleep well at night knowing that your rent is going to be paid on the 25th. Your car is going to be paid. You're going to pay all your bills, all your debit orders, and you're going to be left with 2,000 rand.
Sure.
You know.
Yeah.
And it's good to have that form of security, especially, when you have kids, or you've got a certain lifestyle, that would help. And it can also help fund your dream,
Okay.
right? Because now you've got a stable income.
Okay.
And if, for example, you would like to buy a cell phone that will help you create content and bring you more money, then you can use that stable income to help you fund your dream, right?
Okay.
But it can also help you do other things as well. It can help you get a property. You can get a second property with and then you make sure that that other property generates income
More,
for you.
Yeah.
So stability doesn't always mean bad. Stability also means you can do other things with your money.
Yeah, because when we earn less most of the time, what I've seen when I was working is that those who earned higher
Yeah.
made worse decisions than those who earned lower.
Mm.
And then we are saying, if only
I earned that
I
money.
earned that money, I would be far.
You see, that statement also is quite tricky
Sure,
because
yeah.
sometimes we think just because I'm earning 10,000 rand, if I earn 25, I'll make better money decisions.
Yeah.
It doesn't always work that way. If you can't even manage that 10,000 rand,
Yeah.
when you get to 25,000 rand, you are
even
worse.
Sure, yeah.
So,
But
I think it's subjective. Eh?
yeah, I think it's very
it is
subjective.
but I'm looking at it as when
Does comfort breed
not the comfort part, but it's more on a
higher salary?
perhaps a higher salary also, but there are those when they're making
Good
bad
money.
decisions,
Mm.
but they're making good money.
Yeah,
And so are you like, I see those flaws.
yeah.
I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah.
I'm just waiting to earn
That
that money.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
No, I think, like I said, if you still can manage your 10,000 rand, right? What will happen is that those money habits that you have at your 10,000 rand will
They're
be
still
the
gonna
same,
continue.
even
Sure.
when you earn 25,000 rand or 30,000 rand, because now what you're going to do is, oh, I've got 30,000 rand.
Yes.
I'm going to go change my apartment. I'm going to go get a 2-bedroom.
Sure.
I'm going to get a nice car.
Yeah.
I'm not just going to get any car. I'm going to get a nice car. So those things add up very quickly. However, if you are already very good with that 10,000 rand and you've got a lot, then you won't be worried about that 30,000 rand because you're already
Being resourceful.
being
yeah.
so resourceful with that
Yeah.
10.
Sure.
You understand?
Yeah.
So that even when that 30 comes to you, it's even more wealth, more money for you.
Yeah.
But you're not thinking, if I had Khao's money, I would actually do better with it. No, do
Yeah.
better with this 10 first.
Yeah.
Once you do good with this 10, then the 30 becomes even better for you.
Because I've noticed that after I left work is when I made better money
Yeah.
decisions. Because I was like, if I had that money, I would be doing this.
Yeah.
And then now when I didn't have the job,
Yeah.
now that's only when I'm
That's
doing
when
this.
you're using the brain,
Yes. So your circumstance actually
Yeah.
made you
Sure. Yeah.
become better. With
Better.
money. See?
So then that draws a question: do you need to go through circumstance in order for you to learn good money habits? Or
Sometimes,
okay.
Yeah.
sometimes, not all the time. Sometimes you can learn from Nigel. You don't have to go through it yourself.
Sure.
Okay.
I always say I don't have to go through every single thing. So
Yeah.
I always pay attention to other people and I'm like, ooh, that looks like a very expensive mistake. I cannot afford.
Yeah.
You understand? But other things unfortunately I had to go through for me to actually understand.
Okay.
And then it has that, feeling of, oh, I never want to go through this again. But other mistakes, I would rather learn from other people.
Okay.
You don't have to go through all the mistakes. You can actually learn from other people so that those mistakes don't cost you.
Sure.
Because some mistakes are very expensive.
Sure.
And you don't want to experience those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how can people start planning better when it comes to their money, their salaries?
First, they need to speak to a professional.
Okay.
Speak to a professional. I mean, the same way we go to doctors and we consult.
But
We
people
need to
go to
consult.
doctors. The problem, rather, they go to doctors when they are very sick.
Sick, yeah.
Yeah.
Not when the minute they just get a headache, just a minor headache, I go. When I'm falling, that's when I will go.
No, but that's what men do.
No, but
Women-
on a serious note.
No, that's what men
Men
do.
do.
Women, the minute we feel a headache, you start thinking you have brain tumor and you
Yeah.
quickly run to the doctor. I can tell you that part. When
Yeah.
it comes, men are the ones that wait until they are dying.
Yeah.
Then they go to the doctor. But a lot of us, we go to the doctor, right? You feel a little lump here, you
Sure.
start feeling uncomfortable, you're like, oh, brain tumor, you start
Yeah.
thinking cancer.
But
so
it-
you're there.
Is it a societal problem where if what doesn't kill you makes you stronger?
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah, because it's just
yes.
it's just blood. I
It's
cover
just-
it up.
Yeah,
you
I'll
know.
cover it up. No,
Yeah.
I think I mean, that applies to money.
Sure,
Society
yes.
also does that.
Yeah.
It's like, man, you'll sort it out.
Ooh.
You will resolve it. Don't worry, we all went through it.
Yeah.
You'll get through it.
Yeah.
You understand? Don't worry, we all suffer. You'll only be fine in your 50s.
Yeah.
You know? So we don't, as a society, we also don't have those conversations. We don't make them fashionable
Okay.
to talk about money because
Okay.
it's uncomfortable. We never had to talk about money. So now that we have to talk about it, we don't know how to have conversations about it. And so we must ensure that us as people, we start having those uncomfortable conversations. But then start with yourself because you won't judge yourself. Well, maybe sometimes you will, but have that conversation with yourself alone. I always say, have these conversations alone where there's
But
zero
even that
judgment.
is hard.
Yeah, because what if you don't
Yeah.
have the awareness?
Yeah.
Well, professional people,
Okay.
they're everywhere. I think
Yeah.
we think they're scarce
And they're expensive. That's
and
what
they're
we
expensive
think.
and they are there. And if you go to your banks, you go to your service providers, all the big service providers have financial planners that are there to help South Africans. There's a lot of us out there.
Okay.
We just don't utilize those services. We think the only time you need to see a financial advisor is if you need a bank loan or
When
somebody
it's zero.
dies, when it's zero.
Yeah.
No, you need to start it as a habit from the beginning. And I think it comes back to family first,
Okay.
at home. Charity begins at home. Then you teach your children as well because children do what they see.
Okay.
Or people, in fact, do what they see. So we can talk all we want about money at home. But if I don't live the things that I say,
Yeah.
my child is not going to follow that.
True.
They're going to follow what I'm doing, not what I'm saying. If I say budget, save, but how will they know? I need to sit down with him and say, this is how you budget. This is the electricity bill. This is how it looks like. This is how these expenses, this is your school fees. This is what's happening. And then he will start, as time goes by, he gets used to it,
Okay.
right? Then he starts thinking, okay, my parents have to pay school fees. Okay, my parents have to give me pocket money. I know my mom, these are the things that she's paying. Can I ask her for this? Can I ask her for that? So it starts there. Then we come into society then because we like to throw the responsibility
Society, yeah.
to the teachers
Oof.
and other people. But us as people, we don't take responsibility for that. We're like, oh, they should be teaching this at university. No, it starts with you at home.
Yeah. At all.
Do you think parents are hoarders in terms of money? Like, if I tell my child that how much I make, they're gonna
much I'm paid.
disrespect me or something.
Yeah. That's
One of the factors.
that is one of the factors, and it's true. Sometimes we hide the income because we are afraid what our children would think of us.
Yes.
Same with us. The minute I tell you how much I get paid, you might size me up
Oh,
very quickly
yeah.
and say, she looked like she had money. Kanti.
But I'm thinking with kids,
Yeah.
aren't we assuming at this point that they would
Yes.
think that I don't have money when I tell them that I'm actually making 2,000 rand? How would they know that
No,
the 2,000
Yeah.
rand
kids are
is?
very smart.
Yes,
We are
yeah.
the ones that undermine kids.
Mm.
We undermine kids. We don't tell them things. Kids know.
Yeah.
I know as a child there were things I knew that I wasn't supposed to know.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Kids,
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
ask. But kids are smart.
Yeah.
And us as adults, we always think, kids,
Kids, yeah.
Kids are very, very smart. We don't give them the credit.
Okay.
And so that's why we don't have that conversation because then you will say, what will my kid think? I earn 7,000.
So
Oh my
subconsciously we know that they are smart,
Yes.
but we don't want to admit.
But we don't want to admit. And so we don't share information like budgeting with them because you're thinking, they're just a child. They won't understand. Kids understand. Kids understand. I mean, there's certain things I would pick up from my parents as a child, right?
Okay.
That, they were not saying, but I would pick up, right? And I think then there's certain things I wouldn't ask because I would kind of see how they would communicate and how they would
yes.
move. Then I knew something was wrong, right? Then I wouldn't ask in that moment. So that is me being a child and calculating that this is not the right time to do something.
Okay.
You understand? Or, I mean, another example was when I was in school, my parents wanted to take me to a very expensive school. But then it didn't make sense at that time because I kind of knew, even though they didn't know that I knew. And I would say, no, you can just take me to this school. I'm fine with it. I actually love it there. But because I knew that there was these 5 of us and my parents were taking all of us to school at that time, and it didn't make financial sense to go to that school. And I said, no, I'm fine with this one. My parents were like, are you sure? And I'm like, yes, I'm very sure, because I overheard a conversation.
Okay.
So kids are smart. We withhold information from them, which means we rob them of the opportunity to learn early.
Yeah.
And remember, when you learn while you're still young, what happens? You carry it with you. And you carry it into your life, you carry it into your money decisions or any other decisions in your life. But if you withhold information, then the child can't make informed decisions. And then we wonder why kids get to the age of 18 and blow your money when you die.
Then we start wondering, why didn't you tell me you have an excursion or a trip? Because they thought of it that I know mom will say,
I don't have money.
I don't have money.
Yeah.
Okay.
Shame. Thank you for coming to the pod
Yes.
and sharing your insight, your wisdom.
Thank you so much for having me.